one of my friend, when I think I was in 300 level back then, and one of my Nigerian compatriots or a colleague, he was I think in 100 level.
Okay.
He was in 100 level and I was in 300. I was with his elder brothers. He was doing the same course as me, and he wanted to. They gave him an assignment, and he wanted to solve the assignment, but then he didn't know how to go about some things. And he kept asking, who can help him? Who can help him? They told him, go and meet Hayat.
Okay.
And this Hayat they asked him to go and meet doesn't talk to people.
Oh.
I don't.
So how was he supposed to deal with that?
Exactly. So most people are scared of me, really. Even in B's, most of the students were scared of me. I don't talk to people.
But why? Why don't you talk to people?
So it's like this. The more you talk, the more you feel the need to talk.
The more you talk, the more you feel the need to talk.
And then if there's nothing to talk about, you lie.
Oh, I see.
That is it. Just notice people that talk too much, they lie a lot. Because when you say things that are actually facts and you exhaust them,
you're supposed to just keep mute and stop talking.
When I don't have anything to talk to you about, why should I be talking?
That is true. It's a very logical
I don't talk to people much. Unless if we have things that relate us.
Meaningful and reasonable things to talk about.
So they asked him to come and meet me. He was scared. He went and met one of my other friend, Bashir.
Okay.
And he asked Bashir, but how can, he said, go and meet Hayat. He asked another person, he said, go and meet Hayat. So he finally he gathered the courage to come to my place. And whenever you're meeting me, you're meeting in my room.
Okay.
Because I live a triangle life. So he came to my room and said, I said, know your name. You are from Bichi, right? He said, yes. I said, okay. What is the problem? He said, this is the problem. I said, okay, let me see the code. I was actually laying on my bed and I stood up and then I sat on my system because my bed to my system is just
not so far.
Yeah. So I just sat on my system, put the flash drive on because I had desktop.
Okay.
Now, I was fortunate enough that God blessed me to have a desktop, not a laptop.
Alhamdulillah.
Laptop allow you to go around.
That is true. And then you could tell yourself, oh, I could just go to the park, go to the mall, sit somewhere and still
work. You start
and convince yourself that you can go around and still work.
Once you start going around, you spend more time talking to people.
That is true. That is true.
So I just moved to my desktop and there was like 247 there.
Okay.
I put the flash, I opened the code, I saw it, and then I told him, this is my code now.
Where did he get it from?
I don't know. This is one of my assignments that I submitted somewhere along the line. And then he said, well, this is what they asked us to do. I said, okay, that is simply this thing now. And in less than 5 minutes, I was done. And then I saved the source code for him, and then I moved the flash and issued it back, give it back to him. And he's like, is that all? I said, yes, that is all. It's like, wait, really? Is that all? I said, yes. He said, but I spent days looking at this. I said, yeah, because you don't know what you're looking for.
Exactly.
So that is programming. With experience, you'll be able to see problems that other people cannot see.
That is
Let me
true.
give you a simple example. When you were in primary school, the biggest problem was 1 plus 1. Abi?
That's quite true.
Primary, nursery, primary school. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 2.
Exactly, yes. I remember I'll carry those big books with all the big figures everywhere.
Now, when you get to SS3, and then you look at those books, what do you do?
Very simple.
You laugh sometimes.
Exactly.
See them till they crack my head.
They remember the struggles back then.
Yeah. So I told him that we are done, and he was surprised. I said, no, we are done really. And my room is kind of, I make it cozy enough. Like my AC back then was always at 16 degrees.
Yes, so as cold as this.
Yeah, this is not cold.
This is cold for me.
No, but back in my room, it was very cold.
Okay.
I have a very big TV. My screen is a bit big. So I watch movies. I watch a lot of anime.
Okay.
Back then, when I don't have anything to do, I find something, an interesting anime and watch. And so whenever people come to my room, they're like, oh, wow.
What a comfortable room.
Yeah. One of my friends, Hayat AA, he's in, I don't know if he's in Kaduna yet.
Okay.
But, he's still in Kaduna. But last time I spoke to him, he was in Kaduna. He said he hates my room.
Why? Because of the cold?
Whenever he comes to my room to study, he sleeps.
Yes, and I think I quite agree with that. But although for me it is not the case, I mean, you find some people who will tell you that they can't read in a very quiet place. Now, my kind of person, anywhere you put me, I can read. If it's very noisy, I do well. If it's super quiet and cool and cozy, I also do well. But you'll find some people that will tell you, oh, I need some bit of distraction. I need some bit of noise. I can't just be in a very, quiet space and read and assimilate clearly.
My brain magnet faster in a cold environment.
Oh, interesting. For me, I'm able to do well in any environment. Cold, hot, noisy, quiet.
I didn't know that until I started doing my BSc. And whenever I try to read in the library, I will not understand anything.
I've had students reach out to me. There was a conversation I was having with a student. I think he's still in 300 level, a Nigerian student. And I'm like, why don't you go to the library to study? I was like, the library is so cold. Each time I go there, I sleep, just like your own.
But me, like, the library there is cold and everything. But whenever I sit in the library and I see people walking around, I get distracted.
Okay.
So I can't be able to comprehend what I'm reading. Okay. When I'm in my room, seated alone, that is the best situation for me.
So let's look at software engineering, real life application, what we can do with it.
Oh boy. So software engineering is a very broad field. It's just like biology.
Okay.
But when you start from cell, that is what they wanted to use to entice us to become biologists and biology graduates. They started from cell. But then when they started doing those enzymes and
exactly, it gets deeper and complex.
I said, okay, keep it as so software engineering is like that.
Okay.
The word software engineering will just sound something small, right?
Exactly, like a unit.
But then if you start to look into it, you start to see a lot of subsections that people can actually venture into and make money. Now, one of the problems we face in Nigeria is that we don't practice software engineering the way it's supposed to be practiced.
Okay.
A software engineer is not a programmer.
Oh, no. But sometimes we want to limit it to programming alone.
No.
So tell us, what more is it about?
Software engineering is not just programming. You see, for you to become a software engineer, there are a lot of things you need to know.
Okay.
One of them is how to relate to people. When I was in Katsina, I gave my students an assignment. They were in 100 level.
Okay.
We were doing introduction to software engineering. I gave them an assignment. And then they went and asked some 400 level students in computer science, and they were telling them, this is our final project too. And then they came back and met me and said, sir, this assignment you gave us, is it final? I said, it's final project. If you can do it now, then by the time you reach there,
becomes a lot easier.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to bring home is that what I want to do is go to any business around.
Any business.
Okay. Discuss with the owner. What are the problems he's encountering in his business? Now, from all the complaints he has, pick one and automate it.
Beautiful. That's a very brilliant one.
Now, the knowledge behind that assignment is we don't have jobs in Nigeria, but people have problems.
Exactly. Problems are everywhere.
So why not solve those problems
and then monetize it?
I was teaching my students in Alkalam then. I was telling them, okay, look, let me give you a simple case scenario. Let's assume you become a software engineer and you develop an app.
Okay.
For your dad. You program it yourself and everything. And a process that should take your dad, let's say, 10 hours now becomes 15, let's say 5 minutes.
That's a whole lot of value added.
Now, when your father's friends starts to hear that the problem that they're doing in 10 hours, your father is doing it
has been simplified.
What do you think they will do?
They will reach out to you and want to also key in.
They will reach out to the dad. This thing that we're all doing the same business now, why not? Even though there's competition, but
yeah, you can share part of your own solution with us.
And that is the problem we're facing, especially with Kano. In Kano, we have big businesses that, well, they are automating now.
Yeah.
But big businesses running in billions, and the children are studying software engineering, and they cannot add value to that particular business. Then why are you studying software engineering?
Exactly.
Because software engineering is all about solving problems. Now, in software engineering, you have a lot of fields, like system analysts.
Okay.
You can become a system analyst, and you can. That is why I say we're not practicing software engineering the way it's supposed to be practiced in the real world. Because in the real world, you have system analysts,
Okay.
you have system designers,
Okay.
you have system testers, you have programmers, you have continuous continuous development, continuous integration expert, that is
Okay.
DevOps.
Okay.
There are so many sub
Sub
components
branches.